It's so difficult to fucking discuss this without stepping on toes. Blizzard is to blame for the factions no longer working. That really is all there is to it. The second Blizzard asked us to work together to defeat some great evil was the moment that factions started dying. And then Blizzard started to go further and further with this by removing more and more of the ideological differences between the Horde and the Alliance. To the point where we are now, where... What's the difference? Anyone in chat. Anyone in chat can answer this. What's the difference between the Horde and the Alliance from an ideological perspective? You guys keep saying color. Color is not a fucking ideological difference, unless you're talking about race, in which case, sure, that might be an ideological thing. But since both of them would be considered racist in that sense, ideologically they would still then be the same, right? So color is not an ideological thing. When I'm saying ideological, we're basically talking liberal conservative, right? From a liberal conservative perspective, there are clear lines where these two groups cannot agree on certain things because there's an ideological difference between the two of them, right? They just see things differently. When you're looking at the old Horde and Alliance, there were clear ideological differences that divided the two. The fact that almost all of you came up with a color or flags as your example tells you all you need to know. There is no difference ideologically between the Horde and the Alliance. What makes that very difficult thing is for a player to look at this. So whenever Blizzard comes out and they say, oh, we're gonna do another Horde v Alliance expansion, as a player, I'm stuck there thinking, why? Well, we want you guys to really have fun with the PvP. No, I get that, but what's my motivation for killing this other? No, I mean, their Horde, your Alliance. Yes, I get that. But what's the motivation? Like, how am I truly convincing myself that this is a battle worth fighting? Because I don't really see where we disagree on anything. I just think we agree on almost everything. Therefore, we should really, if you think about it, all just be part of the same faction anyways. In which case, I would hate that. Just want to make this clear. This is not an argument for, oh, let's get the same things, let's get one faction. I don't want just one faction. I'm perfectly happy with two factions, but I do believe that the factions need an entire overhaul. The factions of World of Warcraft does not work or function at this very moment in time. They are a complete joke. And the only way to really do it this time around, the only way to fix factions in World of Warcraft would be to double down and reorganize. You can no longer do the alliances based on racial lines. They don't work. Right? They just don't work. From a pure, I'm an orc, you're a human perspective, Saurfang sided with the humans. Twice there have been Horde trolls and orcs that sided with the humans. So from a pure ideological perspective, dividing the factions based on racial lines is stupid. What you require is two new factions that every single race can join whichever faction they want to be a part of based on an ideological difference, not based on a racial difference. That, at least in my opinion, is the only true way to fix factions in World of Warcraft. So either, yes, a Void or a Light faction, or a Life or a Death faction, or even just a War and a Peace faction. But you do require two factions that have very different ideas about how they wish to play the game, how they wish to approach the game, how they wish to approach the other faction in terms of gameplay. But the racial shit makes no sense, right? The racial shit, I'm afraid this video is going to get demonetized because anyone who watches this who doesn't know that we're talking about World of Warcraft is going, dude, this guy is like the leader of the Ku Klux Klan. He's talking about racial differences the whole time. What the fuck's going on here? No, we're talking about World of Warcraft. This is not an IRL racial discussion, just FYI. But It just, the races are no longer different enough that they really need different factions, right? That's really what I'm trying to get at. You need differences of opinion there. That's the only way this can work, is if we have a difference of opinion. And the only way we can do that is by actually completely overruling the factions. And Blizzard fucked up their chance there. They had the perfect chance in BFA to do it. Sylvanas. Sylvanas was the perfect character to change the factions for the better. Because Sylvanas had her loyalists. There were people who were absolutely against her. That would have been the perfect line. Are you a loyalist? Are you not? If you are, there is no way that you're going to get along with Saurfang. And if you're part of Saurfang's army, there's no way you're going to get along with Sylvanas. Boom, bang. Thank you, ma'am. There you go. These are your factions now. And I would have been part of Sylvanas' faction. Such a wasted opportunity, Blizzard. I could have served the Dark Lady now in the Maw. I could have bowed down to the jailer and finally killed him and took his power, and then I could be the strongest character in the World of Warcraft. But no. I meant to go into one of the sicko fucking covenants who want to steal my memories and shit. That's where I have to fucking go. But anyways, we'll leave it at that. Blizzard doesn't. I'm sure Blizzard doesn't need my advice on what's the best way to do it. I just truly think Sylvanas faction would have been the answer to all of our problems.